journey. How are you guys doing today? I am here with a new series on the channel interviewing nomads, and I am here today with Miss Ann, and we are going to be interviewing her, and she has a topic of conversation that she'd like to talk about, and hopefully this is something you as a nomad, or if you're not a nomad, you might be interested in knowing how nomads deal with this topic. So that's what we're going to talk about. So I will let Miss Ann introduce herself, and then we'll get straight into the topic. So we're going to let Miss Ann tell us a little bit about herself.
Hello, my name is Ann, and I'm a nurse practitioner, and I'm still practicing. I live in my camper about 7 months out of the year, and live in a sticks and bricks the rest of the time. And I've been going around participating in volunteer professional, going around the country, helping people who need medical. There's a group that provides medical, dental, and vision to anybody in need. And so I've been helping with that a little bit. And then also volunteering as a nurse for the HOWA, the Homes on Wheels Alliance. I've been doing this more seriously for about 2 years, and I met this incredible tribe of people, and so we find each other wherever we are and camp some together and help each other out.
So do you mind me asking, how old are you?
71.
Okay, and you've been doing van life, nomad life for about 2 years?
2 years more. I've been doing it really on and off for about 12 years.
Okay.
But more seriously. And I want to get so that I can give up my sticks and bricks, but I'm really having a hard time doing that.
Wow. So do you enjoy doing this? Obviously you do if you want to give up the sticks.
This is the most nourishing existence that I've ever had. I've always thought that community was important and possible, but when I'm in a sticks and bricks, it's much harder and more isolating. And this, you could go off and be by yourself, or you could not. And there's always somebody looking out after you. So, yeah, you never really. One night, one of my alarms went off, and I couldn't figure out what the problem was. So I cut the wire so I could go to sleep. I wrote in Facebook at 2 o'clock in the morning that I did this. I get 2 phone calls from friends, my tribe people. You did what? So, yeah. So people are looking out after.
And that's good to be able to have some people looking out for you and caring about you.
And it's a give and take, which is, it's like you're not obligated to help somebody, but if you do, it's great. And there's just people out here with expertise. You need something, you put it out there, and my God, there's amazing.
So I'm sure you have such a wealth of information since you've been doing this for 2 years, and you are what most people consider elderly,
right?
Living in a vehicle on wheels and being a nomad. And there are a lot of people that leave comments on my channel and say, I wish I could do this, but I'm too old. What would you say to those people?
You're never too old, and to do it in small steps. Like if you have a van or a car or whatever, live in your driveway. Try it out for a bit and see what worked and what doesn't work. Because for me, what I think is going to work in my brain and what really happens doesn't work all the time. So I have to be adaptable.
How did you enter into the nomad life? Like, what steps did you take to, and where did you get this wild idea from?
Bob Wells. Bob Wells. I bumped into his films, and I watched for a while, and I said, you know, I could do that. And it was the 2020 RTR, and I had no idea what I was doing. I said, I'm going. So I was working full-time at the time, and I gave him my 2 weeks vacation time and came down here, and I was so accepted. Most of the time when I go to new places in particular, I stand back and I watch and figure out. I didn't do that at all. I drove in, started waving to people, they waved back, and that was it. And they've been, so for 3 years, some of these people have been my family.
So you drove down for an event, took a 2-week vacation, and when you got back home, what happened?
I was changed. People said they had never seen me as happy. And the self-reliance that comes from living in van life has wonderful things, but it's also hard. And there are days when you just need to, it works if you look at your problems as a challenge. If you look at your problems as somebody to take care of you, this fails. Because that really isn't the focus. I mean, yes, to support you, especially new people who need extra support to get through that initial year.
Nomad Life has provided you with a community, but I hear you're saying as well there is a certain amount of independence that you need to have as well.
You absolutely have to have that, what I would say, pioneer spirit of trying and seeing what happens and roll with the punches. One of the things that, because of that, and because there's some incredible people out there, I'm never really alone. So even at 2 o'clock in the morning, if something happens, there's somebody around, at least online, to help.
So because you are considered to be elderly by people
by society.
By society, but you are very rambunctious and you have a lot. I met Miss Ann just through a conversation at the RTR, and then I ended up at her camp because she invited me.
Yeah.
So she is a very, very friendly person, a conversationalist, and like I seen life in her. Age is nothing but a number, and some people are younger than her and don't have as much life, but I still hear so many elderly people who have life in them, or some elderly people who have accepted their environment and letting the life be sucked out of them because they don't feel like they have anything to offer to society, or they can't enjoy life. But you and your tribe of people have found something that you didn't have in home life, and so you are how many months out of a year living?
About 7 to 9.
7 to 9. So when you return back home, do you miss?
Oh yes, and if it's raining or if it's a miserable weather, I'll go out and sleep in the camper because I love the sounds better than in my sticks and bricks.
So
but I would say definitely elderly people in particular have wonderful stories and wisdom that younger people don't have, just because you haven't lived your life. So you have a lot, but elderly have a lot to offer. And you don't have to walk around, you don't have to go in backpacks, you don't have to hike. So one of the reasons I have a camper is because I had surgery 5 years ago and I ended up incontinent. And so I need to have my vehicle near me to make it a smooth gatherings.
Okay.
And that's one of the things I would love to know from other people. How do they deal with, especially the waste? Because there is a unique bulk that happens if you are.
So Miss Ann wanted to talk about, what is your topic that you wanted to share with us today?
Particularly people living with chronic illnesses, debilitating illnesses on the road. I mean, I don't have a lot of the answers. I'm continually working on it, and so like some certain supplies, I can't just go to Walmart and buy them. I have to think ahead, buy them, and have them delivered to a post office box or something. And then I have too many because initially you need to have a lot, so then I have to store them, and I find nooks and crannies to store my incontinence stuff with. But I don't think that should act as a deterrent. I think finding the right supplies and figuring out how to make that transition, or the safety, well, how to get rid of the stuff in a particular store. Because I'll be out like for 6 to 8 days at a time before going into finding a trash place. And so collecting trash is a pain.
So not only are you quote unquote elderly, you have a chronic, a chronic debilitating
Right.
issue. And so you are not letting that stop you. That speaks volumes to people out there who may say, well, I can't do this because I need to be at home because I'm sick or I'm whatever. Right. So you're not even letting having a chronic issue stop you.
No.
And you're finding solutions, and you don't have all the answers, so you're looking for solutions as well.
And I'm sure there are people out there who have solved the problem, and I just haven't found them yet. And it's also a subject that people don't talk about. And especially as we all get older, I'm finding a lot of people with pads and other things, and being able to share like what worked, what brands, getting really specific. How many do you use in a day? I mean, so you can budget, so you're not getting too many or whatever, I think is really important.
So for the people that are out there, that basically Miss Ann is asking if you have any solutions for incontinence, and leave that advice in the comments, because are you going to be checking the comments of the video? Leave that information in the comments of the video so she can get some answers. And if she has any way that she would like for people to contact her, do you have a way that you like people to contact you?
Or email address.
Okay.
So yes. Should I give it?
If you like.
So it's Ann Kositsky, lowercase everything, ANNKOS like in Sam, ITSKY @gmail.com.
Are you on like Instagram or Facebook?
I'm Facebook, yes. Under, I don't know, I think it's Ann Kositsky.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if anybody has any help or information for Miss Ann, please leave it in the comments. And
if you have, you want to know what I'm doing, I'm happy to share. It's not necessarily going to work for anybody else in the world, but
can you share that with us here?
So I have to order things through Amazon, because that's the only place I have found that I can get the bulk. I use overnight extra quality pull-ups, and then I use Kenya or pads, and I change them out like every few hours, even at night. And so I have a little pile by my bed, so I don't have to get up and work too hard. And I have a garbage can, so I just take off and put on, and that way I have less likely of floods. And then I also started sleeping with a pad underneath in case I leak, because I don't like that smell. And then for a bowel, I have found some Commode garbage cans. So they're small, or garbage bags. So they're much smaller and cheaper as a result. and so I just dump the stuff in, tie it up, or I use Febreze or something to spray in there so it stays less smelly. Tie it up, and then I have a garbage container that flew away in the last wind. So I ordered another one that I leave outside, and I dump the stuff outside so it's out of my van.
Yeah. So how often do you have to go? You said about a week.
I can go for about 8 days, but it's pushing it.
Yeah.
So yeah. But my friends used to tease me about how much garbage I made, but then they found out why, and they backed off.
Amen. So, Miss Ann, do you have any other tips, any other advice, any other wisdom or knowledge that you'd like to share with the subscribers today?
I think if you're going out, find some other people to go out with, or find a travel buddy that you can at least talk on the phone, who has had some experience, who can help direct you to whatever it is that you're looking for. Don't try to, doing it all by yourself is way too hard. I don't know anybody actually they may go off for a few weeks by themselves, but they're always in contact with somebody or come back to be part of something. Yeah, but don't, if follow a dream, do it. You don't have to have it already, all organized. Just go.
Okay. Well, Miss Ann, I just want to let you know that I appreciate you for being who you are, your warmth, your enthusiasm for life, and your kind-heartedness. And she's a giver, you guys. I recognize givers. She is a giver, and she's very nurturing and compassionate, and I just appreciate her sharing her story with us here on YouTube today. So make sure you guys show Miss Ann a lot of love. If you have any questions for Miss Ann, or you want her to come back and do another interview concerning some other issues or questions that you might have questions that will spark another conversation on her entering into the nomad life at her age. So leave those questions down below. We will be in contact with Miss Ann, and I'm sure she will be willing to come back if it's helpful to the community.
Nice.
Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time we upload a new video. All the information will be in the description box below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye now.